So what can you tell us about this particular artwork here?
This piece here was from a youth who's no longer here anymore. He's 19 now, which is he's no longer a member. But this youth had a very good understanding of how to break down the composition of a canvas. He started with a background to midground to his frontal piece here, which is the main focus here. But most of his work is very well rounded. He breaks up the composition nicely, and he has a good understanding of it. There's another piece over here, which is by the same artist. He really has a good idea of graffiti, how he's kind of going out of his box from traditional graffiti, and he's putting on canvas, which are sellable, and he's actually, very, you can tell he's very spiritual, and he's getting deep inside himself to come out with the certain image that he does. He also tries abstract pieces here. This is a different youth here. They like to use these big mops and stuff like that, and they're really creative, and I try to convince kids not to take the criminal side of it, to be cool out in the streets and vandalize somebody's private property. Most of the youth here have now sold pieces of graffiti on canvas and made money, and now they're convincing other kids to do the same. It's when a kid makes money at his artwork, it's such a glorious feeling they have inside, and they want to keep doing it instead of wasting paint and time on streets and trains that you don't really make any money at it. And you draw it, there it goes down the track, right? So. We've had records, as you can see behind us. People donate old albums, and the kids, instead of using them as actual records, they will actually draw and paint on them using spray paint, paint markers, anything they can possibly imagine. Also, we get into some plasticine and clay work down here. The kids were amazing at this. Certain youth that come in here, they know how to draw and paint, but some feel that they can't draw and paint. So when I broke out the plasticine, I had a whole new crew of youth in here that could actually work with their hands very well. It was amazing. Some of the results they did, just incredible, right into detail here. What else do we do? We'll do the plaster mask, and they put the Vaseline on their face, and then they put all the plaster of Paris on it and form a mask and then paint it after. The youth get involved with recycling products, we took a bunch of Rebuild It parts from computers and built robots. Anything goes in this class, or in the art room. We took a heat gun to vinyl records and melted them down to make them look like, flower pots or anything they want. They got very, very creative. We also have structured classes, which are drawing classes, basic introduction to painting, anything that promotes creativity or gets them engaged in their creative thoughts. This September we want to start running more structured programs like basic drawing, intermediate drawing, and advanced drawing. We can get into some graffiti art, but as long as it's on a professional level and not as vandalism. We can get into basic clay work and three-dimensional structuring.
What is one of the best programs of the art room?
Well, the most current one is the graffiti and using paint markers and stuff like that, but in the past it's been known to be kind of a negative medium for youth to use because it turns into vandalism. That's in the past, but drawing graffiti and learning how to draw funky letters and doing characters and focusing on how to draw arrows and really funky street urban stuff the kids just love it, and that's all I want to do for the last 6 months. That's it. It's just been that. So I'll usually sit one-to-one with the youth and try and teach them how to draw this individual thing they want to draw. And it usually works better on one-to-one. If I have a big group in the classroom, some kids feel a little intimidated to draw in front of other people, and so it's better for me to work one-on-one with them so they're comfortable in the classroom setting still.
What type of programs do you have in the fall of this year?
This fall, I want to open up about an hour to 2 hour classes of introduction to drawing, introduction to pottery, introduction to three-dimensional, also a multimedia where the kids can just mix mash and come up with some really creative ideas. Also, possibly what I'm hoping for I can start a graffiti project, but use it on canvas instead of walls so the youth can sell their work. And by next summer, I wouldn't mind having an art program outside in the skate park while the skateboarders and bikers are going on. It should be really cool.